need to hear from you guys. And so how do you support your wife in the business?
I guess I have to say I started wearing a shirt. Simple, because I'm not someone to walk up to someone and just start having a conversation. I just assume them, I use the phrase, kick the door open, come to me, ask, hey, what's that drink you're drinking, or what's that shirt you're wearing? What works? And once that starts, then it's easier for me to talk to someone instead of walk up to them and give them a blitz card. I do know, I guess Mike Pattengale uses the phrase, if you give someone a blitz card, he'll say, this is my wife's business, I'm supporting her. That's how he gets the ball rolling to talk to someone. So it's as simple as wearing a t-shirt or a piece of clothing or something simple.
And this is, by the way, I'm sorry if I didn't say his name, this is Darwin, and his wife is Hope. And Darwin, how long have you guys been in the business?
It's been 2 years.
And it's been 2 years, and you guys, the next level is what for you guys? Triple. Woo! All right. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yes, I have a. Darwin wants to share a story. Darwin, share your story.
Sorry for cutting you off, but it started with her texting me at work one day. She's like, I need 99 bucks to start this business. What do you think? My comment to her was, you figure out how to get the $99 so I don't have to worry about it. Go for it. I don't care. Long story short, we went through a spell at my permanent job where we went on a furlough for 32 hours a week instead of 40. So I picked up a milking job. She was part-time nurse working 3 days a week, 2 days a week, I guess. Just had her second child. And it was rough. She started this business. I would milk in the evenings, start at 3 o'clock, usually get home about 6:37. Friday nights, every other Friday night, I'd leave at 9 o'clock, get home at 1:30, 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 kids. But I can tell you it's totally worth it because for the longest time I was the main incomer, and I can sit here and say, she's blown by me. She is now the main incomer, and that is okay. Because when she wants to buy something, I don't have to jump through hoops. I don't have to figure stuff out. It's her business. She's rocked it.
Hey.
Great story, man. That is awesome. That is awesome. Man, give me pounds. Give me pounds. All right. So guys, you guys don't have to pass them on different gifts and talents and skills. And so I just want you guys to share tell how long you've been in the business. And then also, Sheena, how long have you guys been in the business? Year and a half. Share how long you've been in the business and how you support your wife in the business.
Hi.
It's me.
When Sheena first started this, I was one of those guys that was very, and I think a lot of men are like this, very skeptical, very, pyramid scheme type of thing, because I've seen it. I've seen a lot of it. And I've been approached by, Amway and a bunch of things like that. So it put a bad taste in my mouth whenever she first mentioned it. And I don't know, a whole lot of people here. I know a lot, but not all of you, obviously. And for those of you that don't know what we do, we own a gym, me and my wife, Sheena.
I would hope so.
And we've had it for going on 3 years soon, but when we first started, it was not good. It was, I had high hopes of, and I relate it, the reason I'm telling you this is I relate it to this, and we talk about this a lot. When we first started out, I had high hopes of things, and it was, I thought we'd move very fast and gain a lot of people and gain a big following. and in the scheme of 3 years, we really have. But when we first started out, it was literally, you know, looking out the window, waiting on people to come. And I think it's the same way when some people start this. They might think, you know, in the back of their head, I'm going to run with this, and then they get in like a week or two, and they think, man, like this isn't going like I planned it to. And sorry, I'm all like, I get nervous.
Dude, you got my heart right now. You're just like...
And well, when we first started, I was scared. Like 6 months in, I got to thinking, you know, in this you start off for $100, but still you put yourself out there to a lot of people. And I started thinking, God, what did we do? What I get myself into? And laying awake at night and thinking, you know, literally what piece of equipment can I sell to make rent? Because things are really, really bad. And here, you know, very, very long story short, God pulled us through. And we're, like I said, 2 years and 7 months in, and we're doing much better. We moved to a much bigger location. And my first thought was, you know, we'll get out of this 2-year lease and I'll be done with this. Like, this was a cool dream, but like, I'm ready to stop because this is putting stress on my family. And we have 2 little girls now, but we had 1 at the time. And, you know, I know she wanted to build a family, and so did I. And my prayer was, God, when, you know, I don't want to bring another kid into this world when we don't have money to do it and money to support him or her. And then she found this, and she started doing this, and she started doing very well. And she always says that I'm like the face of the gym, but she holds everything down there too. And she does all the behind-the-scenes stuff that I have no idea how to do or what to do. And and then she took this on, and she did very, very well. And then all of a sudden, God started doing crazy things, and the gym started growing like mad. And then we moved locations to a location that's 3 times bigger, and she got pregnant. Man, I prayed to God, like, and I knew it was the right time, because I said, whenever we're supposed to have a baby, like, let me know by, you know, financial security. And she started moving, and she started moving really quick. And I know that's not the question you asked me to answer. I just want to give people, like, you know, if things aren't going the way you want to with it, like, it's only a day away. Like, she just the other day, I don't know, she's not going to care if I throw her out there like that, but she had like a bit of a meltdown. And this is for all the guys out there that that need to, you know, you got to support your wife in this. It's not, they're going to have bad days, just like the gym. We had very bad days. And, you know, they're going to, by some of the posts you put out there, you're going to put out things like, you know, you're going to lose friends, or you might not lose friends necessarily, but they won't follow your posts. They'll unfollow your posts. They'll make sure they scroll quickly by your name. And they'll just start, you know, she does very, very well, but she'll start feeling down sometimes. And you just got to realize that, you know, that's where you need to be there for them and tell them that, you know, it's only a day away. You know, something can turn around in a second. Just like the gym, it turned around real quick when you least expect it. And then just so happened, like, the day after her crazy session, she she started getting, like, she got tons of phone calls, and she got tons of texts and tons of messages. You know, right? God's timing is not your timing. And it's, you know, when he wants something to happen for you, just like some people might go diamond in 9 days. Well, that's obviously not for everybody. And maybe that person really needed that in 9 days. And you're going to go through trials to help you, to help build you. And it's just important to support other people, whether it's your wife or whether it's friends, and not really worry about what other people think when it comes to this. So.
Alright, so my name's Seth. I'm Bridget Stein's husband. We've been doing it for about 9 months, a little bit over, I think. First, how we started it was this crazy lady at school at Heather, named Heather, sorry, wanted to sell her some natural stuff, and I'm big on natural supplements. We don't like doing all the chemicals because all 3 of our kids have skin issues, and kind of just runs in the family. I have a lot of joint issues. So I was like, all right, we can try it. So she started buying this stuff, let me try some stuff, and it got to the point where she's like, well, Heather's wanting to know if we want to be a distributor. And I was like, yeah, not so much. I said, I don't sell stuff. I said, and if you do want to do it, that's fine, but we need to try a lot more stuff, because I'm not putting my name behind something that we haven't personally tried and telling people, oh, this is great stuff. I've never tried it, but it's really good stuff. So I think we did that for like another...
It was a year. It was a year.
Yeah, I think it was like a year total.
It was a year.
But I think it was probably like 6 months before I was like, okay, we'll start trying some of this other stuff. The more stuff we tried, the more stuff we started adding to our auto ships, and our auto ships were like, okay, well, I want this month, but you want this month, and we don't have the money to buy all of it. So then she was like, well, you know, if we become a distributor, this will help pay for the stuff we're buying. And I'm like, you know what? And you can ask Bridget, I'm always the husband that's like, if that'll make you happy, go for it. Like, if I don't have to hear about it anymore and you'll be happy, I'm happy about it. Happy wife, happy life. So we started doing it, and I think it was more just to pay for our supplements, so we weren't coming out of pocket with anything, which means less overtime that I have to work. Then as she kept doing it, she eventually said, I'm going to sign you under me. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, and you're going to work your leg. And I'm like, uh-huh. Which meant, no, I'm not going to work it. You're going to work it, but I'm going to act like I'm working it. And I'll take at least 60% of the credit. So then after that, I think she's seen the benefits in it way before I did. And she had a lot more faith in it. I'm kind of skeptic. She would show me the YouTube video of the people saying how great it was, and then she'd send me the husband video of the husband saying how great it was. And I'm like, yep, we're on board, man. This is good stuff. And I really didn't change how I did anything. I think the big turning point for me was this last conference in Florida. So I definitely would say, any wives out there, if your husbands aren't supporting you, take them to the conference. I think that's where it changed for me. I started talking to people at work. I've got like 3 people that I'm just sitting on a fence that I'm trying to pull in. I guess that's just where it changed for me. The other end of this, and I mean this was part of Mike's question, is what do we do to help? I guess the big thing I do is the odds and ends stuff. If she tells me she has a bunch of messages, then I'm like, okay, hey kids, we're going to go play Rook, or we're going to go downstairs and have a Nerf war, or we're all going to go upstairs and play in Legos, and I'll set each kid down in different Lego positions and do Legos. And that gives her the time of kids not butting heads and beating each other up, and gives her some peace and quiet where she gets her stuff done. I guess the other thing is any husbands that do or don't clean house, do clean house. If you don't clean house, guess what? It's a huge help.
Start doing it.
And here's a big thing that I look at. Even if you think it's clean, because most of us would say the house is clean, that means it is not clean. So, rule of thumb, at least twice a week you can clean the house, and she's still going to think it's not clean. So, and anytime somebody's coming over, I guarantee the house is dirty. So just go ahead and clean it before they come. That's every wife out there. So those are two, like, that's a very easy way. And even if you don't get everything she would have wanted clean, the things that you did do is one less thing that she's going to have to do. Or you cleaning it and then her coming back through and touching it up, at least it only took her 3 minutes versus the half an hour. And I guess the other big thing that I try to do is the errands. Like if she, like today, our daughter wanted to try hockey. If you've ever met my daughter, she's probably going to be a hockey player. She's a little rough and tough, to say the least. But this morning she wanted to go for a free tryout hockey thing. Bridget had asked me last night. I'm like, yeah, if that's what you want me to do, that's fine. Just give me an address and what time I need to be there. So I took her this morning. That's usually something Bridget would do. That's not something I would do. She usually is the kid's chauffeur type thing. So just all the odds and ends things, anything your wife does normally that you can pull back on the plate. And even if it's just tying up kids or cleaning up dishes or whatever. Yeah. Hey, sometimes you do have to tie them up. I quite meant tie. If you have two small ones, you can tie them together. But those are the things that I would say is, just look what your wife does on a day-to-day basis. Make a dinner. So that's one less she's doing. So that's all I have.
Awesome.
You eventually have to untie the kids,
Yeah.
by the way.
I'm Marty Molster. Amory, that's my beautiful wife. We've only been in the business about 6 months. But when she came and asked and said, can we spend $99? Yeah, whatever. I'm fine with it. I mean, I'm a risk taker. I've been an entrepreneur. I've had my own businesses. I get it. And I think the big thing in my head after reading up on everything was, you're going to lose people. You're going to get people on your team, and then you're going to lose them. It's okay. I've lost customers. It's the same thing. Doesn't matter. It's business is business. I think the big thing that I do for her, because I'm like Seth, I'm in the ranks, but I'm just kind of poster child. I'll wear a shirt, and I really don't go up to everybody and really hammer them with it. But one thing I did do is social media. I think I contacted 70 old friends on Facebook that I haven't talked to since high school. And even though we're not like directly hitting them or anything, they're seeing the posts. And yeah, they're scrolling. Oh my God, the Molsters, what are they up to? And I contacted a relative that lives in Norway, just because I could. And after about a week, he literally wrote us back and said, I have to unfriend you, because your wife is blasting my page. I said, well then, you're not allowed to come to the island. Because if you're not going to help us out, you're not going to come. So, I mean, just little things like that the husbands can do is just put it out there, share things on their Facebook pages, things like that. Talk to their friends. Seth does it. Talk to your buddies and tell them about it. I think that's the big thing. It's just helping in that way. You don't have to go out and blitz anybody, or if that's not your thing. If it is, you can. It's just find your niche on what you're good at. That's really what it comes down to. Like when we were at conference, one girl, all she did was social media, bang, 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 and what is she? I can't even remember. Ambassador? Yeah. I mean, and that, that's all she did. She contacted people. She's not good at parties or whatever, but that's what she did. I think as a husband, one of the main things I do, like Seth, is I try to do as much as I can around the house to free that time up. I mean, there's times I don't want to get my butt off the couch after working all day, but she'll look at me and go, I have to contact all these people. So yeah, you get up and do it. You help the kids make their lunches. You clean up after dinner, you do dishes, you do laundry, whatever has to be done. It's a team effort, and it's got to be. I think if you want to reach a certain level, the husbands have got to understand that they may not have to do the business, but they have to do things behind the scene to support you to do the business. You know, just like if you're a stay-at-home mom. If you're, I mean, Anne-Marie was, and she got everything done when I had our liquor store. Everything. She mowed the grass. I didn't have to do anything. So it's now the table's kind of turned, and I'm okay with that. You know, and I think that's the thing, is that you got to let them know that it's benefiting the whole family. You know, it's not just some little, oh, this is a little side thing my wife does. You know, it's like you said, as soon as the check gets bigger than yours, they wake up. You know, and that's, where's my hat? You know, where's my hat? You know, they're not going to have any fun, any hard time spending it once it starts coming in. But I think that's really what you have to get across. It's a family thing. You know, I mean, Bridget and Seth do a good thing when they post some things and the kids are in the videos and all that kind of thing. It's a family thing. You both have to do it. You both have to. He has to support you. You know, I think that's really the big key. You know, so if you can get that across, and definitely drag in the conference. I do plumbing work too. I went to a call and met a woman who sells It Works. She lives in West Virginia. I didn't know who she was. I walked in and she had an It Works box and everything. I said, oh, my wife sells that stuff. Oh, so do I. So we started talking, and she was going to go to a conference, and her husband was home. He wasn't going to go. And I'm like, why wouldn't you go? It's Florida. You know, it's sunny. It's cold here, man. Why don't you just go? Well, I'm not going to that. That's ridiculous. Exactly what he said. You know, in a year it won't be, or 2 years. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I thought in my head when I left. Is that, you know, if she starts bringing in 10 grand a month, you know, he's going to hear, I told you so, forever. And, you know, I think that's, you know, one of the learning curves. I think that kind of woke me up a little bit when I ran across that. I was like, how does he literally say to me, in front of her, it's a joke? You know, something that she's trying to, you know, and she's in it for the same reason everybody else is, to make a little extra money to help them out. And he kind of said that to her. I kind of was like, Dad and I at their house. But anyway, but that's really all I have. You know, just be supportive, just help. You know.
Love it.